listeners at home, I'm Nathan for Cabot Tales and Trails, a Page One Story music collection. For today's episode, we're interviewing George Tucker. George is a musician who is also a songwriter. Who taught you how to play guitar?
Basically, I learned most of it on my own. I've gone to music camp over in Lomond for a number of years, and I've had a couple of friends of mine that worked with Bennett's Music at one time, and with Village Music, did some lessons through them. But most of the time, I spent at my own, doing my own thing and playing my own way.
Right. That's the best way to learn. Do you have any tips for any new guitarists who might be starting out?
Well, never give up. Most people's biggest complaint is they complain that their fingers hurt. Today now there's all kinds of little doodads out that help your fingers not hurt. I just jumped right into it, and I just kept working the fingers until they got to the point where they didn't bother me anymore. Developed a bit of callus, and I was quite satisfied in the way it turned out for me. But if you start and then everything is hurting and you find that it's becoming an issue, then by all means, pick up the little fingertips that you can get, but don't give up learning to play.
I use guitar as well, and I have callus in my fingers too from playing.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say it's a little bit to get used to, but once you get into it, it gets a lot easier as time goes on.
So what kind of guitar do you play?
I play an acoustic guitar.
Classical or country?
Mostly country.
Most country, right? Yeah.
What inspired you to be a songwriter?
I'm going to give that credit to my mother.
Right.
She's not with us now, but Mom was a little woman from Scotland who came over, and she was very well educated. She had a uncanny ability to sing and to write. She used to write some really beautiful stuff, and she was the one who was behind us when we used to do all the public speaking and everything and critique all of our work. And I just started writing a bit of poetry, then beginning to realize that there's more to the poetry than just being poetry. So what I call my songs today, I call musical poetry, because just about every piece I've written was a poem at one time or another. Yeah, and so I picked it up from there. My dad was not real well educated, but he still had an ability to be able to write. And I know from his pieces that one poem he wrote, Far As My Love, Mom was in Scotland at the time, and Dad was over in the Middle East on his way to Malta, and he wrote a love poem to her. And before he passed away, he passed it on to me, because I seem to be the one who is into this more than the rest of the family, and all of us in the family write to a degree. But I took the poem, and he told me to do what I wanted with it, make it into a song or whatever I could, and that's exactly what I did. I turned it into a song eventually. Yeah.
Right, really nice. Do you have any specific process to songwriting?
Well, everybody is different, right? Some people just write songs, and they don't know the reason why they wrote them. I think I have a reason for every song I wrote. Whether it's just a caption that I seen on the wall somewhere, some little thing that catches my eye. Somebody may say something to me, and I automatically in my head I think, wow, that would make a great song.
Right, yeah, that's really nice.
I have a piece that I did, I Can Almost Smell the Sea, and I give the credit to this to Laquita Normore up in Labrador in Forto. And the reason I do that is because she's the photographer who took the picture to give me the words for this song. So in a way, I kind of collaborated with her, which is another good way to do songs as well, collaborating with other people and bringing your ideas together.
We like to ask everyone who comes on this show, how did you come about Page One?
Boy, that goes back a lot of years. Goes back a lot of years. I think it started out, I'd heard about page one. I've known Nellie Strobridge for a while, and I knew Nellie was involved with this over here. And I think Jean contacted me at one point in time because she heard that I was writing poetry and that kind of stuff, and invited me to come over. And I've been part of it ever since. Even the women's knitting.
Oh yeah, there's a knitting group that kind of adjacent to page one too, right?
Yes. Well, the thing is that I came over not expecting what was going to happen. I know they were doing some odds and ends type stuff, but it was all women and me, and I said, heck, well, I might as well join in, get in with the group.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Did you ever pick up knitting afterwards?
No, not really. I did it for fun that particular day. It was just something to do, you know. But my mother was a knitter and crocheter all her life, so those little things were always happening around home. Same as my mother-in-law; she was a big-time knitter.
Right.
You know, so yeah, it was always around.
Oh, I know myself. I'd like to learn how to crochet sometime. Yeah, those sorts of things kind of interest me. Yeah, speaking of George's poems, here's some pieces that George picked out for us today.
Well, I am going to read a poem to you because, first of all, I started off in this whole thing as a poet. But I did bring along a piece, and I will have to explain it a little. I was actually lying on a stretcher in a physiotherapy room, and across the wall from me there was a painting. The painting was of an elderly gentleman lying in bed. His head turned to one side, he's looking at the window, and there's a small bird sitting out there on the branch singing. But while he's looking out through the window, somehow in the corner of his eye, he catches the silhouette of someone standing in the crack of the doorway, because the door was partially open. And I looked at it and I thought to myself, no matter what, life goes on. And that's what I call the piece, Life Goes On. How many times have you walked by and into my room you would spy? I know you think I am alone. With no thought of my own, I lie there so still, so much against my will. Voices dance in my head, some familiar, some dead. Although I cannot answer why, I see you there and I cry. You think the bird in the tree cannot be seen by someone like me? Although I know the window is shut, the chirp and the air are there to touch. Remember this if you can, I am still a part of God's great plan. My arms and legs may not be a moving part of my anatomy, but in my eyes you can see there's still life inside of me. And that picture and that poem is done both in French and English, and it's in the hospital at home. And there's one was put in palliative care in Western Memorial.
Oh wow!
Because it originally started out as a palliative care poster, right? So, and that's the idea, and that's where the idea came from. Just by looking it through and seeing what was in front of me.
Yeah, it's a really nice way to sort of expand on things that you see that you like to expand on. That's great.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right.
It's one of those things where I had the privilege just lately to run into Bob Porter. Bob's a well-known Newfoundland singer-songwriter. He's got some incredible stuff out there. So I asked him in the middle of our conversation where did he get his ideas from, particularly his song Ghost and Fog. I said, where did that idea come from? He said, I don't know. I can't tell you the story behind any of my songs because I don't know where they came from. I just woke up one early morning, picked up a recorder and started recording. And some people are like that, right?
Right. Yeah, I can sort of get that. I know myself when I write, that's kind of where I have sort of the same process.
Yeah. Bud Davidge and I were, Bud of course is from the group Semini. Bud and I were on the Writers Alliance in Newfoundland and Labrador at one time, and we were directors on the board. And he was telling me that everywhere he traveled, he carried a recorder, a recording studio, in the back of his car. So if he got an urge for a song, he'd pull over on the side of the road and turn it on and record what was in his head at the time, so he wouldn't forget it.
Yeah, you don't want to forget it at all, do you?
No, absolutely not. No, and I've noticed too over the years that a lot of songwriters, singers and songwriters and that now have tablets in front of them, or are now putting books and everything in front of them when they're playing. And some of them probably know hundreds of songs in their head, right? So I asked Angus Stewart one time, why is it, Angus, that you know so many songs, but you got a book in front of you? And he said to me, well, George, I'm one chromosome away from forgetting. I need the book there. And he's absolutely right. The thing about me is I can write this stuff and I can put music to it, but I just can't get up and start playing it. I got to have my tablet in front of me because I could never remember songs that I've written. Right? It just goes from one song to another.
Right.
You know, I wish I could remember them all, but the brain power is starting to get down there now.
I'm there too.
Yeah, so that was Life Goes On. That was an interesting piece. I wanted it translated in French because the poster was in French and English. But the French teacher at home at the time, she said, you better get that, let me take it to Quebec. I'm going to Quebec. I got a good friend up there who's really good at poetry and everything. And I'll get him to rewrite it in French, because if I try to write it and I make a mistake, it could change everything about the piece of poetry.
Right.
So that's how the French piece got written.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it's there for everyone to see. So, what can I do for you? Let me try this song for you. Okay, this is a thing called I Can Almost Smell the Sea. And this is the girl I was telling you about in Labrador. She's a really good photographer. And she took this particular picture. And those words came to my mind when I was looking at the picture. And you could almost smell the sea in her photograph. Her photograph was that good. I can almost smell the sea, oh so far away. Hear the seagulls cry, they sail across the bay. Listen to the water break along the rocky sand. My heart is calling Mother Newfoundland. Toronto skyscrapers can't fill the empty void. The smell of octane air, there's no place to hide. There's a place far away where the mountains please the eye. The ocean smell is in my soul and fills me with pride. The city keeps digging deep into my soul. Piece by piece, Satan tries to dig a hole. I must resist temptation that's not good for me. Sense what lies ahead, I can almost smell the sea. As I climb aboard the train, hear the rattle and the roar. I'm headed to my roots and that glorious shore. To see again the things I've missed and feel her loving breeze. I feel her ever closer, I can almost smell the sea. Oh, sitting on the lighthouse rock, the beacon passes by. Salt water at my feet and pebbles on the fly. Seagulls and motorboats play the perfect tune. Here I am once again at my mother's home. I was going to say, I do write gospel. Of course, I've written some fishing songs, naturally. And I picked up, I did an album, just a private album I did of 10 gospel pieces a while back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was an interesting time for me. I tried to get into kind of jazzy blues if I can. I do have stuff written that can go to pop or rock, but it's not a genre that I'm really into at all. So I'm hoping somewhere along the line somebody's going to be out there who will be interested enough to, have a look at that and see if we do some of those songs as well.
Definitely. If anyone's in the audience, you can definitely reach out to us, and we'll get to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of course, typical Irish is one of the things that I guess most Newfoundlanders will look at and find an interest in as well. And it's really the only toe-tapping music that you can really enjoy.
Really, yes.
Well, there's so many different things, so many things that are, interesting, I guess, to be able to do with music. I wish I was more of an accomplished guitar player. I could do a few little lead pieces and stuff like that, but I guess you can't have it all.
That's true. Yeah. And sometimes some things come with time.
Oh yeah, as time goes on, yeah. How about I play Surrounded by God's Love? Be one of the gospel pieces that I've written. You're never alone in the Lord's home, surrounded by His love. The angels in the choir never tire, singing of praise and love, singing of praise and love. Sitting alone in a pew at home in a little church on the hill. To my surprise, a voice did arise, Lord, I didn't know what to do. You're never alone in the Lord's home, surrounded by His love. The angels in the choir never tire, singing of praise and love, singing of praise and love. Started to rise to my surprise, I felt the touch of His hand. Something came over me, I felt so free, I felt it in my soul. You're never alone in the Lord's home, surrounded by His love. The angels in the choir never tire, singing of praise and love, singing of praise and love. The choir starts, the people take part, peace fills the air. Voices go higher, they never tire, praises to the Lord. You're never alone in the Lord's home, surrounded by His love. The angels in the choir never tire, singing of praise and love, singing of praise and love. Standing at the altar, my words do not falter, talk about things we believe. It all flows out without any doubt, preaching the word of the Lord. You're never alone in the Lord's home, surrounded by His love. The angels in the choir never tire, singing of praise and love, singing of praise and love, singing of praise and love.
Really catchy.
Yeah, I looked at pieces being done in church, gospel pieces, and what I found is that a lot of them are slow, they're monotonous, and I decided when I started writing some of these, I better start putting a little more pep into it and keep people awake. But one thing I will tell you about that side of the gospel side, is the minister will call and she'll say, we're having a service. I'll ask what the theme is and she'll tell me the theme. And every service that she started, I have written a new song for, a new gospel piece for, related to the topic that she's talking about.
Oh wow, that must be a lot of songs that you've written.
Well, I've written quite a few now for just gospel pieces alone, right? I got, she started a while back, so I think I got 26 gospel pieces written right now. I think 100 something pieces written all together of different kinds of music and that kind of thing. You know, trying to fit it all in here and there.
That's a very large library of music.
Well, you know, if you could get somebody to do something with it, it'd be nice.
It would, eh?
Yeah, live on, I guess, yeah.
That's true, right? And I guess that's kind of the thing with our podcast that we're trying to do. We're trying to immortalize things.
Exactly. A long time ago, somebody said to me when they heard the first song I ever wrote, and they said, now, if I were you, I'd get that recorded, because one of these days you're going to sit down and play it and you're going to think, what was the tune to that? But at least you got it recorded, you got it to play back, and it makes a big difference.
Right, and when things are recorded, people can then play them back, and other people can experience them.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's very important, I think.
Oh, very much so, yeah. Yeah, I encourage young people out there that are into songwriting, whatever chance you get, somebody asks you to get up and sing a song or whatever the case, you should do it, because it's just that one step forward and makes you even better the next time you try.
Right. And even having your own archive of pieces that you write too is also very important, I think.
Oh, very much so, yeah.
It's always important to be creating.
Yeah. One of the things about it too is, like we talked about earlier, there's reasons why you write songs. And a lot of times the memories that are attached to the reason, you know, you bring back a lot of memories by singing certain songs, right?
Oh, you do, yeah. And it's a very good chance to relive a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. This is a piece I wrote, this will take me back to what year? 2008 is the piece I wrote. So this is called The Fishers of Grace. I was actually sitting down, I think it may have been outdoors somewhere at the time, and these are lines that came to me. Don't take the sea away from me, don't bar the old stage door. Turn the fish on the flake while I go out once more. And I thought to myself, well, that's perfect for a prayer or a grace or whatever. So I decided to call the piece The Fisher's Grace. I remember when he took my hand, walked me to the sea. Remember how he looked that day, quietly looked at me. Was a twinkle in his eyes, lines that in his face, gnarled hands a story told, and he sang the Fisher's Grace. Don't take the sea away from me, don't bar that old stage door. Turn the fish on the flake while I go out once more. I remember when he let me go out on the briny sea. Told him then and feel it now, there's no place I'd rather be. He let me steer old Mary Ann, to the whales give chase. Taught me how to mend the nets and the words of the Fisher's Grace. Don't take the sea away from me, don't bar that old stage door. Turn the fish on the flake while I go out once more. taught me to respect the sea, turn into the wind, listen to the seagulls cry, know when fishing begins. As things start to settle down, a calm would cross his face, turned to me and smiled and sang the fisher's grace. Don't take the sea away from me, don't bar that old stage door. Turn the fish on the flake while I go out once more. Salt sea ran in his blood, everyone could see. Tall tales that he would tell were about Grandpa and me. Now I've been out many times, his footsteps I would trace, and in the misty ocean calm I could hear the fisher's grace. Don't take the sea away from me, don't bar that old stage door. Turn the fish on the flake while I go out once more. Now I sit in my boat, my grandson and me, talk of things in life that used to be. Listen to the sounds found in this place, then we'd raise our voices and sing the fisher's grace. Don't take the sea away from me, don't bar that old stage door. Turn the fish on the flake while I go out once more.
I just checked the time, and I think that might be all the time we have for today. Thank you, listeners at home, for listening to this podcast. We appreciate you listening. We'll be back again next week with another episode. Follow us on Facebook for more. And thank you, George, for coming on.
And thank you very much for inviting me.
Oh,
It's great. It's a great opportunity. So you got to take them when you can get them.
That is true. It's really nice to have you on here today. This has been Nathan with Cabot Tales and Trails. Bye.